Hello, everyone. Welcome to my floss tube. My name is Melanie, aka the Soulful Stitcher, and I want to take a moment and thank all of you for tuning into my channel to see what I had to say today. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm glad you decided to stop by. I know that there are a multitude of other floss tubers that you could be watching, and for you to take a second to give my channel a try, thank you so much. And to all my returning viewers, thank you, thank you, thank you. I know that I don't make videos regularly, and so for you guys to still stay subscribed and hang in there and look out for when I do create content, it's just amazing, to have that support. So thank you so much. So today it's going to be a little bit of a different video. I'm going to talk about my countdown to 50, and then also the year of whips. So the countdown to 50, for anybody who's wondering or anybody who's new, I turned 50 in 2027. And so I am going to take the next 3 years and work on 50 projects. However, I only want to complete 25 by 2027 to be realistic, one, and two, to give myself, time to stitch my pieces properly. So today I am going to show you 30 of those projects, which are whips, because I want to save the other 20 slots for new starts. There's a lot of things coming out in 2024. Like, for instance, the Cottage Garden Samplings is doing a mystery stitch along called The Fabulous Houses. So, I want to do that. So that's 12 right there, but I'm only going to count it as one. Any series or anything that I do, I always count the series as one whip, not 9 or 12 parts or whatever. So that's what my 50 countdown to 50 is, and I will start January 18th on my birthday of 2024. Let's see here. I am going to use this planner to help me. I got a 3-year planner, 2024 to 2027. It's a monthly planner, and basically what I'm going to do is just kind of keep track of what I stitch in that planner. I have some notes, so I got to take a look. Let's see. And that's pretty much it. That's what the countdown to 50 is. Today I'm going to go ahead and show you 30 of those, and so we'll get started, and after that then we'll talk about the year of whips 2024. So the first project, which I'll show you because this is also what I have been stitching on recently. I have not really stitched a whole lot of different things. I've just been concentrating on this one project. One, because work is so busy, and when I get off of work, sometimes I'm just not in the mood to stitch. But with this new challenge that I'm presenting for myself in 2024, I have to do some after work stitching, so I gotta get out of that habit. But also, I have some different things also that are going to help me along. I have been watching Dina half stitch cross stitch, and she faithfully uses Carolyn Zook's and Robin Hall's acrostic from Monthly Magazine Challenge. She also uses the acrostic from Jen Lee's 24 Hours of Cross Stitch. And then I think she belongs to several groups. I know she's participating in the Year of Whips too. And I also joined Whip Warriors. I'm going to be using, excuse me, a slew of events and tools to help me accomplish my goal by 2027. But the acrostic, I'm definitely down for that. Just watching Dina be dedicated to it and how she's excited about it, I think, I'm really looking forward to using that. But the project that I have been mostly focusing on these last couple weeks, or this last month is called Cozy Lane Sampler by Erin Elizabeth Designs. If you don't know who Erin is, she is the sister-in-law to Shannon Christine Designs. So I've been stitching on that. And I'm stitching this on 20 count Aida Country Vintage Mocha with all of the called for DMC threads. And here I am. Okay. Next up. And I do apologize for the zippering, but I have to do that to keep my things together so they're not falling all over the place and threads are not mixed up and stuff. You know how it goes. You guys do floss too, so you got to keep your stuff intact. The next thing I'm going to be working on, and these are in no particular order. So the way that I pull them out doesn't necessarily mean that's the way that I'm going to work on them. I'm just pulling them out that way. So the next design is called Charity for All by Erica Michaels, excuse me. And I apologize for the rattling. And this is what it looks like. Okay. And I'm doing this on 28 count musk 1/1 in black splendor silk. And this is where I have gotten so far. Excuse me. This is what my piece looks like. Okay. Next up. It is called 272 Words, which reflects the Gettysburg Address. And this is what that looks like. By Primrose Needleworks. Now, the cool thing is about this is that I didn't get the idea from her, but I watched Megan the Wide-Eyed Stitcher, and she happens to have this completed and framed, and it's behind her in her videos. Now, the thing for me is I haven't stitched on this a lot because, one, I didn't like the fabric. Two, I don't like the color choice. So what I decided to do is change it up. I'm going to stitch the words in black splendor silk. However, I don't know what color I want to do the frame piece. And this is what I mean. There's a frame or border that surrounds the words. I'm not feeling the brown whatsoever. Don't like that. We got the blue, the red, and there's white stars. So I have to figure out a border that's really going to match that. I'm doing the words in black splendor silk because I think it's going to be pretty. But I have to play around with this. And originally the fabric that you just saw is 32 count summer khaki. And so I gotta figure that out. I don't like what it's on. Next up is Little House Needleworks called the Little House Neighborhood, and this is what that looks like. Okay. And I am stitching this on a 28 count 2/2 with the called for DMC, and this is where I'm at. I got to get moving on some of these projects. That's why I'm really glad that I joined Whip Warriors, and that they really do focus on, you know, trying to finish whips as well. Next up is one we all know and love. It's Christmas Rules by Primrose Cottage Stitches. Oh, I got that upside down. Christmas Rules. And I'm doing this on the 32 count Country Vintage Mocha. 2/2 with my own called for colors. And this is where I've gotten so far. Okay, next up. Oh, I got dust all over my bags, and now I got dust on my clothes. That's gonna get annoying. Okay, Little House Needleworks, Heart of America. And I'm doing this on 30 count Old Salem by Primitive Hair. And this is how far I have gotten. I just have the border completed. And now I need to do the fill-in. And I think the problem is with some of these is that I am now either a 20 count Aida stitcher or a 46 count linen stitcher or a 56. And so all of this 2/2 business is not really jiving. I don't really like it too much. But I'm not going to start all over all of these just because. So, and I'm using the called for classic color works that goes with that pattern. So, you know, I just basically have to get over myself and just do the 2/2. Next up. Oh, this is an oldie but goodie. It is the Mystery Song of the Seasons Mystery Sampler by Little House Needleworks. And it comes in 3 parts, and I have all 3. And this is the mystery cover, what it looks like. I'm using the called for Weeks Dye Works threads, and this is where I'm at. This is where I'm at. I have to finish block 2 and 3. Okay. This is my oldest whip. This is from 2014. I'm using Hand Dyed by Me, all black DMC 310. And I'm looking for the cover photo. Just bear with me 1 second. Oh, here we go. And it's called All Woman by Love Thy Thread. And that's what she looks like. And this is where I am at. I have done everything but her blouse down here, which I have to work on. But other than that, she's all done. Okay, next. This is a 9-part series called Glitter House. I am doing, on 32 count raw and silver Belfast linen. And let's see here. I'm using all of the called for threads, Color Classic Works. And this is what, I just dropped that on the floor. And this is just one of the houses looks like. This is actually Glitter House number 3. And that's what it looks like. Okay. So, I'm doing this on the called for linen. And it gets on my nerves. It gets on my nerves. And what I did do is go back and buy the 18 count Aida, glitter Aida. But I just haven't had the, you know, the desire to start it all over again. But this is where I'm at. I've gotten house number 1 done. But I still got to come up here and do that border. Okay. Next. This is by Stony Creek, and it is called Autumn Sampler, and this is what it looks like. And I'm doing it on everything called for. The 28 count linen, the Weeks Dye Works thread, the pearl cotton, and the beads that are going to go into it. The only other thing I have to order is the charm. And this is where I'm at with it so far. Right here. Okay. Next, another one by Little House Needleworks, 9-part series that I'm really enjoying, which is called Fall on the Farm. And this is what it looks like. There's 9 parts. I have all 9. I'm using all the called for threads. And this is what it looks like. This is where I'm at so far. And I'm doing it on 40 count Country Vintage Mocha. Okay. Next. Coming to America by Brenda Gervais. Everybody has kind of seen this one. And I'm using the silks by Vicki Clayton that look like this. And I'm doing it on 40 count Country Vintage Mocha. And this is how far I've gotten. Okay. Next up, this is by Bygone Stitches, called One Nation. And this is what it looks like. I'm stitching this also on 40 count Country Vintage Mocha. And a lot of these that you're seeing, the 40 count and this and that, it is because it was before I realized that 46 was going to be my sweet spot. But this is where I'm at. Getting ready to start on row 2. I need to get some more of the fill in where the stars and stripes go. The stars go for the flag. And I'm using, for the red, I'm using Louisiana hot sauce. For the blue, I'm using Navy by Weeks. And for the white, I'm using White by Anchor. Okay. Next up. This one is Let Love Rain by Teresa Kogut, which you guys have also seen this one. This is the full picture of the whole thing. And I'm using the called for Vicky Clayton silks for that as well. And I'm doing this on 46 count paper bark, right? No, that's not right. Cream and Sugar, 46 count by Fiber on a Whim. And here's where I'm at. Okay. It's just something about samplers that does it for me. I love stitching houses. I just love samplers. Now, this one has not been started, but this is going to be included in my countdown to 50. And this is Prairie Schooler. And this is the Village Green, but I'm doing the third one here, right here. Let's see if you guys can see that. Yeah. I'm doing this one. And I'm doing it with all of the called for DMC. And I'm doing it on 20 count oatmeal Ada. And like I said, there's nothing to see on that one because I haven't started it yet. But I'll start it, soon. Next up. This one is called Autumn's Traditional Sampler. And I'm doing this with all of the called for DMC. However, I am waiting for my fabric to come in from Bestitch Me, which is called something like Old Chalkboard, Dirty Chalkboard, something like that. And that one's not started either. Well, duh, because I don't have the fabric. Next up, by Little House Needleworks, Lantern Lane. And I'm using all of the called for Belsois silks. And this is where I'm at. And this is 40 count lamb's wool. Next, another series. And I believe this is 12. I believe. No, it's 9. And it's called Houses on Peppermint Lane by Pansy Patchworks, Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery. And this is house number 2, but I'm just showing you the series. And I'm using all of the called for threads for this one. And I'm doing it on 18 or 20 count country vintage mocha. And this is how far I've gotten. Okay. Next up. Little House Needleworks Orchard Valley Quilting Bee. And this is what that one looks like. And I'm doing this one on 18 count Aida as well. I've gotten the whole outline done. Now I'm working on filling it in. Okay. I'm sitting here after touching these and, you know, talking about them. I think I want to work on Lantern Lane and get some more of that done today. Next up, this one is called I Am No Bird, which is a Charlotte Bronte by Modern Folk Embroidery. And this is what it looks like. And I am doing this on 56 count paper bark by Fox and Rabbit. And I'm using Tudor Silk color India ink with a size 10 sharp beading needle. And this is as far as I've gotten. And I was just sitting here thinking about that. I have to figure out which way it goes, child. I don't even know which way is up. Only got a few more. So next up is out of a book called Honeysuckle Manor by Blackbird. And you guys have seen this before. Margaret Harris, 1877. And I'm using the called for Belsois silks. And I'm just doing this on a piece of mystery linen. I have no idea what color it is. Okay, and here's that. Okay. Okay, next up is another one that's a 12-part series, and it is by Country Cottage Needleworks, and it's called Snow Village. Okay, and I'm doing this on 16 count Country French Rain Ada. Yep. And I'm stitching it 2 over 2. And I had to start over, and this is where I'm at, because I had made a mistake on the third part of the village. And I went to go, pick it out or whatever, and I cut the fabric. So I had to start all over again because I'm one of those anal stitchers. Like, if something is off, I will take a whole border out. I don't care how far I've gotten. If I'm off one stitch, I will take the whole thing out and start all over again until I get it right. I can't, there's very rarely, and I'm going to say this, very rarely do I fudge something. For the most part, I know that it's off, and for me, I don't like that. So I will take it out and start all over. I will scrap it, throw it in the trash, start all over if I have to. Now, next up, this is by Twin Peak Primitives, and it's called the Beekeeping Sampler. However, I don't like what I've done, and so this is going to be a redo. I had chose a dark fabric, and on one of the colors on this fabric that you have to use is 434. So I, being who I am, did the border in black instead of the 434. And for some reason, I'm not feeling how this is looking. This is just looking a little rough to me. I don't like it. So I'm going to trash this and start all over. I'm going to get a lighter color fabric to where I'm going to go back and do the call for the way the designer did it. And that's the other thing too. Very rarely do I deviate from a pattern. I trust the designers. I trust their skill. Excuse me. So very rare. And that's why I don't like doing color conversions and stuff, because I don't really have an artistic bone in my body. So to sit down and try to color coordinate and this and that, that's not in my scope. So, I try to leave that alone. And as you can see, working on that, it just didn't work out too well. Next up is Cherry Hollow Farm Sampler by Stacy Nash. And this is what that looks like. And yes, I'm using the call for colors. And I'm doing this on a 40 count Country Vintage Mocha. Let me see. No, latte. And this is where I am. Alrighty. Next up is the Needleworker Sampler by Brenda Gervais. And I'm using all of the call for colors. And this is where I'm at. And I don't know the name of this fabric, but this is where I am. Okay. Next. This might be a redo. I don't know. There's just something about this that I'm not feeling. I don't know if it's the fabric or what it is. But it is Winter Rose Manor by Brenda Gervais. And this is what it looks like. And I'm doing this on the mystery linen too. I don't know. With the Vicky Clayton silk pack. And this is where I'm at. And I think it is because I had to fudge the border because I was off by one. And I can tell it and I don't like it. And then also up at the top, I had cut a hole in the fabric. I was able to stitch over it. But I'm still not feeling it. Next. Autumn Rules by Primrose Cottage Stitches. And this is what it looks like. And I'm doing this on 32 count Country Vintage Mocha with my own conversion. This conversion happens to be working out well, so I'm not too mad at that. And that's where I'm at. All right. We have one more after this. And this is called Sampler by the Scarlet House. And this is what that looks like. And I am doing this on 40 count honey butter. And this is where I am. And I'm using the call for threads. Now, last. This is a complete do-over. One of the things that you have noticed is that I do not have white fabric in my stash. And nor will I stitch on white fabric. And this is the reason why. I am doing, or I was stitching, hold on, let me find the cover page. Let me back up so my face isn't all in your face. All right, so I was doing Sky Blue Street by Soda Stitch. This is a beautiful pattern. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. However, I stitched this on 40 count white linen. And it was stark white when I started. I mean stark, beautiful color. Look at this piece of linen now. Just look at this mess. Hold on. Look at this. I mean, it is just a mess. There's stains all over it from maybe the oil in my skin or the lotion I put on my hands, my body has, got on this fabric, and it has just turned it a ridiculous, like, grungy white. So this is going in the trash. I don't know if you can see. Let me show it to you again. I don't know if I was kind of off. See the stains on it. So that's going in the trash. And I am going to do it on this blue Aida. It's called Sky Blue Street. When you look at the picture, I think of a sunny summer day, the streets bustling and hustling, kids getting ice cream, parents having lunch with their kids, you know, people selling flowers on the street. So I think this blue fabric is going to do better. So this is going in the trash. And I'm going to start all over. And that is a 20 count Aida called Winter Blue by Bestitch Me. Oh, here's the last one. This one is not a start yet. Because I got to get the... no, I don't. I don't have to get the fabric. I got it. So this is by Luminous Fiber Arts. And this is called Gathering Snowflakes. That's one. And I'm using the Call For thread, which is Classic Colorworks Belle Soie Mer Blue. Okay, so that's one. The next ones that I'm going to be doing are Gathering Clover, and I am going to be using the Call For Belle Soie silk for this one, called Collard Greens. The next one is Gathering Berries, and I'm going to be using the Belle Soie silk called Cranberry. And then the last one is Gathering Acorns, and I am going to be using the Belle Soie silk called Paprika. And this is where I'm at. So I'm using this one piece of fabric for all of those. Here is Gathering Acorns is going to go up here. And I forget what the green one was. I forget. So I'm going to do them all on this piece of fabric. And it's a mystery linen. I don't know what color fabric it is. So those are my 30 whips, including 2 starts that I'm going to work on for my countdown to 50. And you will have to follow me on Instagram to keep up with, or not keep up with, but to see the 20 new starts that I get throughout the year of 2024. Now, let's talk about another reason why you guys are here, which is the Year of Whips 2024. Yes, we are going to do the Year of Whips 2024. This year, however, the minimum projects that you can have are 8. You have to have 8 projects. However, you only have to finish 4 for the year of 2024. And the Year of Whips, what you do is you pick 8 projects that you would like to work on throughout the year of 2024. To qualify for the drawing, you only have to complete 4 projects, though. So you complete 4, you get to be in the drawing that we hold at the beginning of the following year. You get to be in that. So what you do is on January 18th, it starts, which is on my birthday. January 18th, the Year of Whips starts. December 18th of 2024, it will end. December 18th, it closes. That gives me 2 weeks. I give myself 2 weeks because I work full time to go through and look at the picture albums to make sure that there is a cover photo of the whip or of the design that you're stitching, that you have a before picture of what your project looks like before you started working on it. You label your album with the name of your projects. And then in December, you post a picture of your final photo of your completed picture. Now, if you decide throughout the year that you have a whip that you don't like and you want to change it, you're more than welcome to do that. All you do is go to your photo album, delete the before picture of the one that you don't want to do anymore, and then upload the before photo of the one you do want to finish. So that's what the year of whips is. So let me go over it again, just in case I confuse anybody. You pick 8 projects. You only have to complete 4 for the year of 2024. The only other thing you have to do is construct a photo album. You have to have a cover photo of your design, and you have to have a before picture of what your design looked like in the beginning before you started working on it. And then in December, the only thing you have to do is upload your completed final picture of the 4 projects you completed to be in the drawing. You have to do all of that if you want to be in the drawing. If you don't want to be in the drawing, you do what you want to do. It's you. You do whatever you want to do. But that's what you do in the drawing. It closes on December 18th, which allows me to go through, because what I'll do is I'll post a post in the Soulful Stitching group, and all of this takes place in my group called Soulful Stitching, so you have to be a member in order to do it. So if you want to do it, just join and answer the questions. December 18th, it closes. It gives me time to go back and look at everybody's photo album to make sure it was done correctly, because I want to reward the person in the challenge that really did everything that they were supposed to. And then once I see that, because I'll post a post in the group that says, if you completed half of your projects for the year of whips, put your name here. And people will come back and say, me, this and that. I'll pin the post at the top so I can find it later. And then I'll go through the photo album of all those people who completed half of their projects for the year. If you've done what you were supposed to, then your name will go into a drawing for the grand prize, and I will pick the grand prize winner. And the grand prize for this year is a $40 gift certificate. For U.S. winners, you will get it through 123 Stitch. If you are not in the U.S., then I have to find a retailer in the UK that does gift certificates and get it to you that way. And I did not really think that out, because if there's no retailer in the UK that does not produce gift certificates, then I don't know, what I would do. The mailing is too expensive, and I don't want to close it. I don't want to close the drawing just to US, because there are some UK stitchers that have worked hard on their projects throughout the year. So if you're in the UK and you have a solution for that, please get with me and let me know what type of options I have. I mean, I'll do my own research, of course, too, but if, you live there, so you know better than I do. So that's what it is. The grand prize this year is a $40 gift certificate to 123 Stitch. And the only thing I can say to that is may the best woman or man win. And I look forward to doing this with you guys next year. This is a great hobby. It's a great group of people, and I'm just so, so blessed to have the skill and the intelligence, to be able to do this craft, you know, um, and I'm just grateful for the love and the passion that I have for it. But most importantly, the community that's out there. You guys are an amazing, amazing group of people, and the ones that I have met, it's been amazing, an experience. I still haven't gotten to the point yet where I'm going to attend a retreat. I'm a little bit nervous and afraid, if you want to be honest about that. I know I shouldn't be, but um so I still haven't worked up the courage to attend a retreat. But who knows, anything can happen within the next year. I know you guys are amazing, so I really don't have anything to be afraid of, but you know, it's it's just different. It's a different experience, and it's something I've never experienced before. And I'm not saying that I don't want to, but I'm just kind of shy, introverted person to a certain degree. You can't tell it, but I am. So, so I want to thank you guys for stopping by and checking out my channel. And if you have any questions about the year whips, just please put your questions below and I'll answer. If you have any comments, put them below and I will, reply to your comment as well. But most importantly, everybody take care of yourself, take care of your families, have an amazing holiday, Thanksgiving holiday if you're in the U.S. And, eat lots of food. So you guys have a great day. Bye.